3 versus 3 submitted by Zeke of the HOS clan. I think these are all currently HOS players. Kawika from Parza down here on the right flank. Ariel, HOS. Zeke. Macedon on the other side. Stormy. HOS Chibs with SeleucidsArmenia, HOS Slayer. It's going to be a fairly complicated 3 versus 3. 3 versus 3 always, I call them a bucket of chance. It's pretty much like the lottery. Unless you're extremely tight team players, which these guys might be, plus they're using TeamSpeak, so I'll eliminate a bit of chaos, hopefully. I suspect they're using TeamSpeak anyway. Light Lancers there. I'm not going to go through all the upgrades because it's going to take too long with this many units. Plus the battle is going to get underway pretty quickly. Get a bit of skirmish here on Armenia's left flank. HO versus HO, 2 HO versus 2 HO, 2 armor-piercing maidens here and wedge, and 2 cataphracts. I'm not sure 1-on-1 which will win. I think if the maidens get the charge first, it will beat the cataphract. I think. But he seems to be retreating here, so maybe it's the other way around. May not have looked at his upgrades. I think he's only got 5 flags here. 5 flags of upgrades, so he's lacking a defense probably, which is going to make it easier to take it out with a maiden. 3 Liberian spearmen there with 5 flags of upgrades. 2 Sacred Band cavalry. 2 round shield there, so 2 heavy cav, 2 light cav for Carthage. I think we got 2 CA here. Pontic heavy cav, 4 flags of upgrades, the jav cav and the heavy cav at the same time. Get a skirmish mode and pepper the enemy with javelins. So they got high melee stats. So to taking out Scythia's HA here. Not quite sure how he did that. He might have chased it down while supporting with the cataphracts. Not sure why he didn't move the rest of his army over to take these out, because these guys can't retreat that quickly due to their armor and weight. So we've definitely had a massive speed advantage. It's got enough maidens there to take out the 2 cataphracts. So it seems to be circling here. They've strung out their line pretty long. They've got a bit of a crescent around Team Macedon, which will affect their morale a little bit when they get flanked, especially since they've got chariots in the mix. Doesn't really have many units to counter with here, unless he gets his pikes on the chariots. He seems to keep his pikes in the front line here. And just his archers here to put pressure on the heavy chariots. 2 or 3 shots with the flaming missile can make a Pontic heavy cav run amok, so they're a fairly effective counter chariot unit, the archers, especially with the Cretan and the long range. Ariel Carthage is sending his 2 Sacred Band infantry to the right flank to support Scythia against the HA and cataphract assault. It's quite messy when you draw your line that long, because it's hard to see what your allies are doing on the opposite flank 2 kilometers away. So he's got a charge breaker here to stop the HA advancing on his archers. HA breaker as well. So across to the other flank to see what Pontus is doing with his heavy cavalry flank. He's going very wide, staying at a range of the archers. I think he's waiting for the opportune moment that he'll probably tell everyone to charge in, and he'll try and slaughter all these light cav before the archers can get a shot in and before he can get the pikes into formation. I personally would be going double line with those pikes with the archers in the centre. Then they're completely protected, and he only has to skirmish the light cav through the pikes. If he groups them, he can swivel them pretty quickly as well and move them. Going to be rain here, which is going to affect cav speed and archer effectiveness, I think. Not 100% sure with that. So he's getting a shot on the CA here with the Macedonian archers. Well, we're going to Cantabrian to make him a little bit less vulnerable. He really wants to get a shot on the heavy cav. That's the golden shot. Get a bit of work from Sacred Mound Cavalry over here. I think he's going in for some sort of charge. Maybe take out archers. I think he put himself in range of the archers then, but I don't think he's taking casualties. Only just. He's going back. It's a little bit risky with all those archers there. Especially the light cav, which would take casualties from archers pretty easily. Still flanking with the heavy chariot here. He's trying to separate the forces as much as possible. He's playing right into his game as well by separating his army like that. He should be holding formation. Charging phalanx. He's managed to rout it, which is interesting. Easy to break through a phalanx formation when it's drawn that long. If you had it in a slightly more square formation, it would have killed off a lot more of Carthage's cav on the charge. Less surface area, obviously. Got a bit of fog, so we have less visibility. You probably won't be able to see much on YouTube. That general's unit has rallied, but they've lost their general, so Macedon's morale's a bit down. He's just separated his spikes completely here. I'm not sure why he's not holding some sort of formation. Made himself vulnerable, he's going to lose that unit. And all these ones are separated, so they're not going to be supported. They're not going to be able to defend themselves. White Lancers against heavy cav and heavy chariot are going to be useless. Carthage engaging Seleucid's front line here. I suspect Macedon will get wiped out. Going in for a power charge against Cataphracts. He's got spearmen supporting. They're not exactly gold though, so. The Cataphracts on the retreat, but a Seleucid heavy charge coming into support. I think these are axemen here. Engaged with Armenian phalanxes. No upgrades. They'll cut through those Armenian phalanxes unless they're supported. You can't really support because he's got superior numbered maidens here ready to cut through the Cataphracts. So these guys are going to get slaughtered with the maidens.
Enemy drill has been killed. Now we will see the measure of these soldiers. Enemy general shows his value. He is filled only by a desire to save his own skin.
Got 2 players at medium feet. It's a fairly chaotic battle here, but I think it was a decisive outcome for Team Carthage. think if Armenia had used his pikes against the light cav of Scythia, it might have had a chance countering. But Cataphracts against Scythia and
Victory
Maidens,
is yours.
not going
And
to
no
end
one
well
can
for
argue
Armenia.
that it is not both well deserved and worthy.